All right, let's look at the application problem. You don't need to copy this down. I've got the same problem in Schoology for you, um, ready to look at. Let's just talk about it here, and then I'm going to ask you to do this with screenshots and Google Docs on your own. Insert that as an answer to this question. But let's look at this application problem. So Mrs. Golden wants, so I'll do what I always do, read, or what we always do, read, draw, write. Sometimes it's good to read a couple of times. Mrs. Golden, well, hold on one second. Mrs. Golden wants to cover her 6.5 foot. So remember, 6 5/10 is the same as 6.5. 6.5 foot by 4 foot bulletin board with silver paper that comes in 1 foot squares. So 1 foot squares gives me that. I know it's kind of a tiling problem, and the squares are going to be 1 feet, 1 foot. How many squares does Mrs. Golden need to cover her bulletin board? Will there be any fractional pieces of paper left over? And explain why or why not. Draw a sketch to show your thinking. All right, so I need a sketch. I need to explain. That's going to be my write anyway. The sketch is my draw anyway. Mrs. Golden wants, it sounds like we have like a teacher with a bulletin board in her room. It's 6.5 by 4 feet long. I'm going to need to draw that. She wants to cover it by silver paper that comes in these squares. How many squares does she need? So that is the same as finding the area, 20, whatever it is. And will there be any fractional pieces of paper? All right, so I think that the place to start is to draw a nice bulletin board. And it's 4 feet by 6.5. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then by 6.5. So maybe about that much. And I'm starting to think about how we did multiplication with an area model back in Module 3. It's been a while, but I think that's actually where we're headed with this lesson. Let's see here. Let me just pause for one quick second. All right. So I'm going to have 6 feet and then a 1/2 foot here. You might remember when we did this. So I'm going to draw a line, and this is just my 1/2 foot on the bulletin board. So this is 6.5 feet total, but I'm just breaking it or decomposing it to 6 feet plus a 1/2 foot. I guess I don't need to do that. And then here is 4 feet. All right, so I can see my 4 feet there. And then I think I'm going to just break this up into 6 feet as well. All right, so this part is 6 feet, and then here's my 1/2 foot. And then if I'm going to find the area of that, I can do the 6 times 4, so this part, just this part, that's 24 square feet, plus 4 feet times a 1/2 foot. So I've got 4 halves. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is going to be 2 feet. 2 square feet. All right. So I've got 24 square feet plus 2 square feet is 26 square feet. All right. So another way to look at it, this is the answer, right? Because we just added up those 2 halves and we get 1, add up the other 2 halves, we get another 1. Another way to look at this is we can do, it's perfectly fine. You could do 4, so area, can't see it. Area of bulletin board is same as always, length times width equals 4 feet by 6.5 feet equals 4 times, change that to an improper fraction, 13 halves equals, now at 4 times 13, let's see, 4 times 10 is 40, and 4 times 3 is 12, 40 and 12 is 52. That's 52 halves, which is the same, of course, as 26. And this is, the units are going to be in square feet. Okay. All right. And all we did here was just show an area model for that. Okay. Now I want you to do this on your own. In other words, you're doing it with Google Docs, and you're doing it with screenshots. You're coming up with something that shows me that you understand that right there. Okay.